Hi friends, in today's story, we meet a boy that gets to compete in a... Hi friends, in today's story, we meet a boy who gets to compete in a mountain bike race, but something happens to his leg. What happens? Let's find out. Welcome to Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories. Mr. Kitty, can you put your tail in my face just a little bit more? That would be helpful. Yes, Mr. Kitty. Mwah. So what do we do on Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories? Well, I'm going to tell you a bedtime story, and then at the end of the story, we're going to play a game. So you have to pay attention to the whole story. Otherwise, how can you play the game? Today's story is called Miguel's Secret on Eagle Ridge That Nearly Cost Him. Are you ready? Let's go. So my name is Uncle DJ, and this is Mr. Kitty. Oh, are you there, Mr. Kitty? Are you there? Hey, he's here. Mr. Kitty's here. Welcome, Mr. Kitty. Where have you been? Mr. Kitty's here. Mr. Kitty's in the house. So today's story is about a boy, and his name is, let's just call him Miguel. Miguel. Yeah, that's what I said, Miguel. You mean like Vanessa and Miguel? That's a possibility. Ticket taker. If there's one thing that Miguel loves to do, it's ride his bike. Ever since he was 5 years old, he started riding his bike. He remembers his first bike. It was a red bike with a blue seat, and he just loved that thing, even though it was like, I can't remember what kind of bike they call it, but it had the banana seat. Can't remember what kind of bike that is, but had the banana seat. So now Miguel is a little older and he has moved into mountain biking. Now, I don't know about you, but mountain biking is where you ride your bike. Where do you think you'd ride your bike? Yeah, down a mountain. Who rides their bike down a mountain? Apparently, Miguel does. And that he does. You take a chairlift up to the top, and then instead of skiing down the hill, you ride your bike down the hill. And you come down the hill very, very fast. And there's jumps set up, and there's ramps, and there's boards for you to drive on. There's boards there for you to ride on and do all sorts of tricks, things that you need, obstacles that you go up and down and around and through. It's really great. Now, because you're coming down a mountain, really important item that you need is your helmet. You need a helmet. But there's more than that. There's gloves, there's wrist pads, there's elbow pads, there's the chest protector, there's knee pads, there's shin pads, there's special shoes, there's special pants. There's just so many things to wear. Can't believe you can actually move with all that stuff. And you forgot the neck brace. Neck brace, that's right. So you need all of these things in order to do mountain biking. But Miguel loves it, and he has been saving for a real long time. And he's finally got enough money to buy a bike that he really wants really bad. Do you have a bike? Do you like to ride your bike? I drew a picture of a bike for Mr. Kitty. See? And Mr. Kitty, do you like the picture that I drew for you? He doesn't care for my picture that I drew. Miguel really loves mountain biking. Do you remember Adam? Do you remember the story about Adam and how he sold his integrity? Do you remember what game that Adam liked to play? Yeah, exactly. He liked to play hockey. And it was hockey, 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 hockey. Right? You remember? So with Miguel, now it's the same with Miguel and mountain biking. Biking, 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 biking. Yeah, it's all about the biking. And the one event he's been looking forward to for the longest time, the Eagle Ridge event. It is the best track that there is in the country. And so Miguel is making his way through these races. Finish this race, finish that one, finishes this one third, finishes this one fifth. As long as you finish, you're good. You can add your points up and put it towards the Eagle Ridge. Well, he made it. He made it with enough points. And he's going to go riding again before this event to get more practice in, just to get more riding in. He's got everything on, but he forgot his shin guards. And he's like, I don't know where they are right now. I'll just forget them. And so he went off riding without his shin guards. What did he forget when he just went riding? His shin guards. That's right. Your shin guards are very important. They forget. But they're pads that forget. It's amazing. Your shin guards are very important. Well, all the gear is important, but your shin pads protect your shin, this area here on your body. And this is what he was not wearing. So Miguel is out riding his bike. And of course, the day that he's not wearing his shin pads, guess what happened? Yeah, his foot slipped out of the pedal and his shin slammed into the pedal. And it hurt really bad. In fact, he was bleeding. And so he had to stop, go into the house and wash and put a bandage on it. But it hurt really bad. But he didn't tell anybody. He didn't tell Mom. He didn't tell Dad. He didn't tell Vanessa. He didn't tell anybody. A few not telling anyone leg hurting moments later. When it came time for them to get ready for the race, Mom and Dad are saying, "You ready to go?" "Yeah, ready to go." He didn't say anything about his leg. His leg really hurt. Miguel, Eagle Ridge is not that important. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't want to be riding Eagle Ridge if you're injured. It's called Eagle Ridge because you're up on the ridge of a mountain. And if you go over the side of the mountain, yeah, you're going to wish that you were an eagle in order to make it down to the ground. So here's Miguel, and he's riding along, and his foot really hurts. He's racing with the other competitors, and he's going up and down and through the course, and his leg just hurts way too much, and he's falling behind in the race. And the last part of the race, there's a big jump, and you need a lot of speed. And if you don't have enough speed, you're going to be in big trouble. And so Miguel gets to the top of the hill, and he's looking down, and his leg is really hurting. It's just hurting so bad. And he's thinking, what am I going to do? I've really pushed my leg so hard, but it hurts. I need to stop. Went over to Mom and Dad and said, I hurt my leg. Can we go to the doctor? So they're off to the hospital. And the doctor says, yeah, this is a very bad injury. It needs time to heal. Our bodies are amazing, but you have to give them time to heal. Our bodies can do what? When we are hurt, our bodies can repair themselves. Our body repairs itself? Yeah, it's really cool. Sounds like a lesson is coming up. And that leads us into our health lesson of the day. Today's health lesson is our body can repair itself. So we're going to look at what happens when we get a cut on our body. Let's find out. When we are injured, the first thing you need to do is eat popsicles. Popsicles? What are you talking about, popsicles? No, there's no popsicles in this video. Yeah, but I like popsicles. Stop it. There's no popsicles. That was a different story, okay? Take away the pops, get rid of the popsicles. All right, fine. No popsicles. All right. What happens when we're injured? We are injured. Now listen, when we are injured by accident, okay? We're talking about when you get a cut or a scrape on your arm or your leg, when you get injured, when you scratch yourself by accident. The first thing you need to do is you need to wash the cut. You need to wash around the area because you don't want it to get infected. Then you need to put on some ointment to fight infection. You do not want infection inside of you. And then you put a Band-Aid on it. You want it to stay clean. You want the salve and that to stay clean. So you put a Band-Aid on it. You don't want infection. When you get injured, you should wash it with water. Not only put the ointment and a Band-Aid on, what you also need is your body needs rest. When you sleep, that is a great time for your body to heal. Your body also needs you to eat properly and drink properly. When our body is healing, we should be eating good things, and to make sure you drink plenty of water as well. And that is your health lesson of the day. Today's health lesson has been brought to you by Uncle TJ's Bedtime Stories. Please heal responsibly. So the doctor looked at Miguel's leg and he says everything is fine, it's not broken, and he needs a few weeks to rest. When you hurt yourself, you need time to rest. When you get hurt, your body is in pain, and your body has pain sensors to tell you that something is wrong. Usually when you have pain, something is wrong. When you have a toothache, your tooth is trying to tell you something is wrong in here, it needs to be fixed, so it hurts. When you hurt your leg, your arm, or wherever, when something hurts, usually pain is a sign that something is wrong and you need healing. When you're in pain and you keep on pushing, then you could really hurt yourself. And that's what the doctor said. It's a good thing you stopped, because otherwise your leg would be a lot worse. So Miguel learned that when he's in pain, when his body hurts, he needs to tell mom and dad about it right away and get help. And so, how is it with you, friends? Have you ever been in pain? Have you ever hurt yourself and not told anybody about it? When our body is in pain, we need to tell people, especially those who care for us, we need to tell them that we're in pain so that we can get the care that we need. Miguel wanted to race so bad, he was willing to ride through the pain, but he didn't realize that he would have just hurt himself even more. So it's a good thing that he stopped. And so if you're in pain anywhere, whether physical pain, mental pain, whatever kind of pain, we should share it with those around us about what kind of pain we're in, and then they can help us. And that's the end of the story. That's the end of the story? That's the end of the story. Well, then you know what time it is, right? It's time to go bike riding. Nope. It's time for the recap mishap. What happens on the recap mishap? Well, let me tell you what happens in the recap mishap. I'm going to retell the story. I'm going to recap the story. But when I do, I'm going to make 5 mistakes. How many mistakes am I going to make? That's right, 5 mistakes. Some of them are going to be easy. Some of them are going to be more difficult. Let's see if you can find all 5 mistakes. Are you ready? Let's go. Today's story was about a boy named Miguel and his sister, Rebecca. Now, Miguel loves to ride his bike. Ever since he was able to get his first bike when he was 4 years old, he remembered getting that blue bike with the red seat. He just loves bike riding. Not only does he enjoy bike riding, it's mountain bike riding. I'm talking going up to the top of a mountain on the chairlift and then riding the bike down. Yes, so it can be kind of dangerous. So you're going to need a lot of safety gear. You're going to need a helmet, you're going to need gloves, you're going to need wrist pads, you're going to need elbow pads, you're going to need a neck brace, you're going to need pants, you're going to need a chest protector, you're going to need shin pads, you're going to need shoes. Like it's a lot of gear. You really need to be protected in case you fall off your bike. He has been waiting for this one event for so many years now. He's saved up his money, he's been working hard, and now he's got the bike that he's always wanted, and he starts going through the different competitions in order to get to Eagle Ridge. But while going through some of the preliminary races in order to get to Eagle Ridge, he hurt his elbow really bad. He fell off his bike, he hurt his elbow, and he had a hard time moving his arm. Really hurt. First, he didn't want to tell anybody, so he didn't say anything. But then he's racing in the final event on Eagle Ridge, and he's up at the top of the last hill, and he's looking down, and he's like, this is a really big jump. He's like, you know what? I better not do it. We should go get this looked at because I'm in too much pain. So off to the hospital they go. Doctor looks at it and says, it's a good thing you didn't finish the race and you came in when you did, because pain is an indicator that something is wrong. And so your body needs to heal. Your body needs time to repair itself. And so it's a good thing you came in, because already now I could tell you're going to need 2 months in order for you to heal. So Miguel was sad that he had to wait that long, but happy that it was only 2 months and it could have been a lot more than that. But he was happy because his friend who was riding in the race, he made it through and he won the competition. And so he was happy that at least one of his friends made it through. And that's the end of the recap. Did you catch the 5 mistakes? Good luck in finding them. That's it for another episode of Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and Mr. Kitty. And tonight, I want to say goodnight to Lucy. Good night, Lucy. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button. That would be great. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. For every person who subscribes and likes this video, Mr. Kitty will get an extra pet. Lots of pets for the kitty. Tell your friends. Share it with your friends. You know what I did? This is really cool. I actually Googled Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories on Google, and guess what? Google knows about Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories. What? Welcome to Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories. Did I say that already? Welcome to Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories. Haven't even come up with a title yet, so we'll have to fix that later on. Until he can ride in this competition. It's going to be hard to edit that. I know Mr. Kitty is there because I can feel him. Okay. So, yeah, neck brace, elbows. Okay, perfect. Bye, everyone.